Piers, how much money are you worth?
Not as much as you, sadly.
Exactly. So take my advice. Maybe you'll get richer.
I would love.
This man, Kanye West, just turned the interview and the conversation into being about money. That is not the direction that Piers Morgan is trying to go. It's popping. It's your girl Tylynn. So Kanye West just did an interview with Piers Morgan, and apparently he apologized for some anti-Semitic comments that he made while he was on Drink Champs. We gonna go ahead and break it, because don't nobody break it the way we break it, because when we break it all the way down. Let's get into it, y'all.
It's a sniper on the roof.
All right, let's see what's going on.
You don't hold accountability to my pain. You're being a Karen.
I'm talking about.
First of all, they jumped right into the action. Like, obviously, I feel like this is a clip cut from the entire interview or something, but like, they started off with Kanye West like, you.
I'm
hold
talking. I'm not a
accountability
Karen.
to the pain.
I'm not a Karen, and I'm not going to cancel you, and I'm not going to uncensor you. I'm simply going to challenge you on what you're saying.
You can't.
I think you
can't
don't
cancel me.
understand the pain that you've been causing with some of these comments.
Already Kanye West is like, you can't cancel me. Like, he's already trying to set a precedent of like, it doesn't matter what you try to say or what you try to feed the media. And I'm also telling the media, like, I don't care what y'all think.
And I think that one in particular, I can understand.
Oh my God. God forbid one comment could cause people to feel any of the pain that my people have went through for years. Even like the blacks being ushered to the left during the civil rights movement. No one has cared about black people.
All right.
No one is.
Let me say, I agree that the racism against black people has been utterly deplorable, shameful, unacceptable, and thank God the world is beginning to move to.
I would say Piers Morgan right now, he's being real neutral. We'll see how the conversation progresses.
A better place about the way it has treated black people like you. However, one form of racism doesn't justify.
It's almost in a better place.
Well, one form of racism doesn't justify another.
It's not a better place.
I'm not cutting you off. I'm finishing my sentence. You can respond. One form of racism. It is racism when you say I'm going deaf for Jewish people.
I was in a position.
Yeah, Kanye West definitely tweeted and said he was going DEFCON 3 on Jewish people. And he spelled it DEATH when it's DEAF. Like, I believe so. That was already like, bro, go to sleep, because he had tweeted like, I'm very tired, like as a precursor to that tweet. Like, I don't know.
Where I've been hurt, and this is the way I had the right to express myself. The point of this interview is for you to question me, and then for me to answer and say, okay, even though the same rules are not applied to my people, if a person with a gun or drugs is pulled over and has three other people in the car, they're all going to jail. I'm not going to apply that to Jewish people for the sake of this conversation. Isn't that what you wanted? But you know what you did? You tried to civil rights me. You tried to pull me back to a week ago, but we're here today. There's been plenty of conversations and commentary since that, but you want me to go back to 1960.
No.
You want me to go back to 7 days ago.
All right, let me jump in. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to reflect.
Woo! It's already like a whole lot here to unpack, but we gonna keep going. We gonna see. One thing about Kanye West is, as much as people try to paint him out to be just like crazy and just like wild and all of those things, and granted, he is very unpredictable, like to us, right? Because we don't know what's going on in his head. One thing I will say is, like, he can articulate his thoughts pretty well for the most part. Every now and again, I feel like he'll jumble something up and then come back and be like, nah, this is what I meant. But for the most part, like, he definitely can articulate a lot of his thoughts pretty well.
So have we grown? Have we grown?
Here's how we grow. Yeah. Here's how we grow. I want you to reflect.
No, have we grown? Have we grown? You're not in charge of my growth. You're not in charge of my growth, Chris.
Okay, let me phrase it like this. I'm about to suggest to you how you may grow if you choose to grow this way. And you can ignore me. You can ignore me.
Piers, how much money are you worth?
Not as much as you, sadly.
Exactly. So take my advice. Maybe you'll get richer.
I would love
This man, Kanye West, just turned the interview and the conversation into being about money. That is not the direction that Piers Morgan is trying to go.
to take your business
Why
advice.
would I listen to you?
Well, why don't you hear what my advice is and then work out if I'm wrong? Can we do that deal?
Well,
Man, Piers Morgan is a good communicator, isn't he? Come on.
the thing is, you haven't given me any credit or a moment of reflection for the comparison that I made, the brilliant, if I do say so myself, comparison that I made to the cops pulling over one black person and locking
I
everyone
understand
up.
what you're
and
saying.
my tweet having issues. Wait a second, I wasn't done with the sentence. La, la, la. My tweet referring to all Jewish people, I said, for the sake of this conversation, I will refer to the business people who have destroyed me and my people and my fellow creatives. But you didn't even accept that I gave you that. You tried to push me back into 1960.
No, I
You
didn't.
tried to push me back into last week.
No, I didn't.
Okay,
I
do you accept that example that I gave you?
I understand completely the example you gave me. I think all
I
racism is
understand.
wrong.
So I
just
feel that we've grown.
I would like you to reflect.
I feel that we've grown.
If
Do you feel we've grown?
If you've now changed what you wanted to say originally, my question for you is: do you now regret saying
I
"death
update
gone
every
free"
day.
on Jewish
update-
people? Are you sorry you said that? I
No.
don't think it matters. You should be.
Absolutely not. You know, I will say I'm sorry for the people that I hurt with the DEF CON, the confusion that I call. I feel like I cause hurt and confusion. And I'm sorry for the families of the people that had nothing to do with the trauma that I had been through, and that I use my platform where you say hurt people, and I was hurt.
It's an uncensored interview.
Okay, they're saying it's uncensored because I was wondering, I'm like, did they cut that out? Was that like a section that they cut out of the interview and they just put that on display? And because all of this like zooming in and coming back out, it's hard to tell necessarily if it's an actual ebb and flow or if these are like some edits or whatever.
You said something which you've now wished you hadn't said, and you've apologized. I actually think that says a lot about you, right? That shows you've got that ability to be self-aware, to understand when you cross a line. I think someone like you, with all your energy and creativity and your passion, you're going to say stuff. The way that you talk constantly and in such an...
You see how he's like pandering? Like Piers Morgan is like pandering right now to Kanye West. But honestly, it is a good tactic when you're being neutral. Like, I feel like in this conversation, he's like, and I don't know if he even has a relationship with Kanye West, but it's coming across almost like he wants to preserve whatever relationship he has there. But then he also wants to efficiently do his job, right? Which is to get the apology out of Kanye West. And it's like, well, you accomplished that, so you don't really need to take it any further, which I think shows like a lot of self-control, because who knows what Piers Morgan's actual views and thoughts are on this, and you know how he feels internally aside from him doing his job. But I feel like he is showing such a mature just level in this conversation. Like, it's a really good interview, because a lot of people, Kanye West, he'll just keep going off on him. But like Piers Morgan, he knew how to kind of like neutralize when Kanye West was getting too hyped up. Like Piers Morgan knew when to like kind of calm down, not be combative with him, let Kanye West finish his thought, and then, you know, continue the conversation.
An extraordinary manner, you're going to trip up. You're going to say things the wrong way. I don't think there's anything wrong in when you do that, doing what you just did and saying, look, I'm sorry, I crossed a line, I apologize.
I want to say that it's wrong to hold an apology hostage, and I got to let go of that and free.
That's good. It's wrong to hold an apology hostage. Talk about that forgiveness, sir. Talk that forgiveness talk. Come on.
myself of the trauma and say, look, I'm just going to give it all up to God right now.
Amen.
And say to those families that are hurt, you know, I really want to give you guys a big hug. And I want to, I say, I'm sorry for hurting you with my comments. And I want to word it and not oppress and say, look, I'm just going to give it all up to God right now. and say to those families that are hurt, you know, I really want to give you guys a big hug, and I want to, I say I'm sorry for hurting you with my comments, and I want to
I don't know why the video is freezing, y'all, but the video keep freezing in the same spot. But like the audio still works, but the video freezing.
word it in not in like a political way, but in a
Oh,
presidential
it's just Kanye West, like his frame froze or whatever, because Piers Morgan's frame was still moving.
way, which means what I knew a president to be when I was growing up.
What was that last part? Hold on, run it back.
And I want to, I say I'm sorry for hurting you with my comments, and I want to word it in not in like a political way, but in a presidential way, which means what I knew a president to be when I was growing up.
I ain't gonna lie, that last part kind of threw me a little bit. I don't know about that. But yeah, man, I think overall the interview, I think Piers Morgan was probably the only person that was gonna get Kanye West to that point. Because he's just a really good communicator. You know, he wasn't like overbearing. He wasn't super like trying to point the finger. As you can see, Kanye West was the one who came out automatically like pointing the finger. And you know, a lot of what Piers Morgan said is very true. Like when you're a passionate person, when you strongly believe in things, when you're a strong creative, when you're like more introvert and you stay up in your head about a lot of things, every now and again, you just gonna spew something out without any type of like censor. And granted, the world is too sensitive as it is. I'll definitely say that. But of course, there are things where it's like, nah, that was just offensive, fam. It is what it is. But yeah, like I said, Piers Morgan, I feel like he did an excellent job with this interview. Kudos to him. And we just gotta keep praying for Ye, man. You know, like Kanye West around certain times of the year, he get just a little bit more radical with his behaviors. I think we've all kind of seen the patterns. So we just got to keep that man in our prayers. And yeah, man, I don't have anything else. Let me know y'all thoughts on this video. Let me know y'all thoughts on the stuff he was saying on Drink Champs. And yeah, until the next one, God bless y'all. I'm out. Peace.
It's a sniper on the roof.